Alright everyone, welcome to Portal. I'm just gonna go ahead and get this started. Oh, I just lost my OBS window. Okay, we're good. We're gonna get this started. Time is going to start, not now, but whenever my crosshair appears on screen, which is gonna be in about 3, 2, 1, go. That's close enough. Alright, so welcome to Portal. So this is the glitchless category of Portal, so you're not going to see like any of the regular shenanigans you see in Portal with backwards bunny hopping, seeing the black void all the time, all that stuff. But we're still going to be going real fast and skipping pretty much every single puzzle in the game. So for the basic stuff, like you can move around, you can crouch obviously, you can jump around. And we have to sit in this vault for another 30 seconds. So that's cool. Okay, so for basics, jumping is still the fastest form of movement, because you get a slight little speed boost whenever you jump. So I'm still going to be jumping around everywhere, just no crazy speed from dumb bunny hops and stuff. Eventually GLaDOS will let us out of here, I swear. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do, gonna make our way over to the button over here. Not really any way to skip this puzzle, but we can still do it as fast as we can. So I'm gonna throw the cube onto the button. Just hop in the elevator. My mouse wire is getting caught on my mouse pad. Stop that. Alright, that's the first chamber. The beginning of this run starts out pretty slow and glitchless, but once we get the portal gun, it really picks up the speed. But for now, we just have to wait around a little bit while GLaDOS is, you know, trying to teach us how to play the game. I'm gonna grab this cube, stick that right there on the button, and I'm gonna time a jump here. There's an audio cue there that you can use to just jump through the portal at the right time. So now in the next chamber, we get to wait for GLaDOS to just shut up again. There's a lot of that in the beginning of this run. So once again, we get to screw around just for a little bit. We can play with the camera over here. Also play with the camera's collision. And then we're gonna go get that portal gun. So once we get the portal gun, I'll be able to explain like pretty much how we're going to be moving around is mostly just by using portals and peeking in and out of them, because it's undebatably the fastest way of moving. The majority of this run is going to be like just peeking in and out of portals and moving fast, pretty much. Well, single scoop, it's glitchless except whenever I feel like it, which is whenever GLaDOS is making me wait for stuff. Alright, so now we're gonna grab this cube over here. We're gonna shoot a portal into the pit. Completely miss grabbing the cube, but that's okay.
Excellent work. As part of our required test protocol, we will not monitor the next test chamber. You will be entirely on your own. Good luck.
And now we're gonna move on to the next test chamber. So for this test chamber, we have to get 2 cubes, place them on 2 different buttons, so we're just going to get them as fast as possible, just by shooting portals. Not much to it other than that. And now we have to wait for GLaDOS to finish talking again. So here's another glitch for you. Just going to stick that camera through the glass. I swear it's a glitchless speedrun. Cameras have great collision, guys. Alright, so for the next test chamber, normally this is where the game would introduce you to the little energy balls that you can see right there. And you're supposed to do a puzzle with them, but the developers just decided to put a little portable ceiling right above the ledge that leads to the end, so you can just jump straight there. with pretty much no issue.
Vaporization.
And now for this next chamber, I'm gonna do a lineup right here. I'm lining up my crosshair so that as soon as the elevator door opens, I can shoot it. And it's gonna land right above this portal, and I'm gonna jump in, shoot a portal on the wall, fall into the portal, and then launch myself to the outside.
And flashing hazard lights have been found to agitate the high energy pellet and have therefore been disabled for your safety.
The next test chamber, we're supposed to mess with energy balls again, but once again, there's a super easy way to skip it, even without glitches. So I'm gonna come out here, place a portal on the wall, and then do a little bunny hop off of this cube up here, and then just land on the other side.
Satisfactory mark on your official testing record, followed by death. Good luck. Very impressive. Please note that any appearance of danger is merely a device to enhance your testing experience.
Now for this chamber, this is one of the few puzzles that we actually can't skip in the game, but it's still fast anyways. So we're just gonna go ahead and grab this cube and then toss it onto the button, or I can just completely miss the throw. That works too.
Fantastic.
Normally, I would just toss the cube right onto the button,
Of extreme pessimism.
but I struggled a little bit there. So now for chamber 10, we're going to peek out of this portal and then shoot a portal over onto the other side over there and then just walk back through it while it's being placed. Skip a little bit of this puzzle, and then we're just gonna launch ourselves over into the elevator. In the next test chamber, we're gonna be getting the double portal gun, which is whenever the run really starts to pick up speed. Because once we have access to the double portal gun, a lot of the chambers become a lot easier to skip, to say the least. So I'm gonna jump out over to the left here, shoot a portal, jump down onto the platform. And now we're gonna get into this ending room, shoot a portal, just like, you know, not have to walk the distance to the elevator and jump in. Now this next test chamber, this one is a run killer for sure, because there's two pretty hard tricks. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to be strafing into a portal in a really precise way to get myself a higher launch so I can get on that platform, but I missed it. Losing that doesn't lose that much time though. But now, I'm going to go and grab this cube, and I have to toss this cube onto the button. And I did it. That cube throw right there is deceptively hard. Because you have to throw it basically the farthest distance possible that you can without glitches. And you have to throw it, you know, perfectly straight. And getting that first try is hard, to say the least. So now, for this test chamber, we're doing a cube throw again. Much shorter one this time. But we're just going to toss that cube onto the button and portal ourselves to the end room.
If you become lightheaded,
The next chamber that's coming up is one that's pretty easy to forget. And actually, on my live split, I have a thing in all caps on my split saying, don't forget to do this, pretty much. But I'm going to look straight up, walk out of the chamber, because that door doesn't have collision. Shoot a portal on the ground, shoot a portal on the ceiling, and launch myself over to the end, instead of having to do the entire long puzzle that usually exists in that chamber.
be informed that they may be informed of applicable regulatory compliance issues. No further compliance information is required.
And for chamber 15, this beginning part is on a cycle, because we need to get the energy ball and get it into its receptor as fast as possible. We got the first cycle just fine. So now it's going to fall into the receptor. Now I'm going to do a bunch of portal peaks to just get myself all the way to the end. And then fling myself into the elevator. So now we finally have a part where we're going to have to wait around again, but this is usually the part of the run where I really try and catch my breath, because this chamber is one of the hardest in the speedrun, like to do extremely fast. So I'm going to place a portal directly behind me, and I'm going to pre-aim my crosshair to a certain spot on the door, and I'm going to be doing a ton of portal peaks to just get past every single turret in this chamber and hopefully not die.
For the inconvenience and wishes you the best of luck. To ensure the
So now we're going to place that turret on the button, then portal ourselves to the end.
vital testing
We got through it just fine, and I'm shocked, honestly, because that was actually really good.
Once again reminds you that Android Hell is a real place where you will
Those
be
portal
safe
peaks are
for some
insanely hard because the movement is so tight, and you also have to have your aim, you know, on point.
the vital
So now for this next test chamber, we're going to be getting the companion cube. Normally everyone, you know, everyone who plays Portal loves the companion cube, and they're like, oh, the companion cube's the best, why would you ever want to kill it? Except that this little guy right here has killed so many runs of mine that, you know, I'm honestly glad that we get to kill him at the end of this chamber.
perceiving inanimate objects as
Because usually, this guy just does a horrible job of blocking the stuff over there. So now, we're going to skip past this puzzle over here. We're going to grab this camera, and we're just going to set this camera in the corner, place the cube on top of the camera, and then climb up, grab the cube, and then place it on the button, and then go open the incinerator and kill this guy, who's killed so many of my own runs.
for the rest of the test, and you euthanized your faithful companion cube more quickly than any test subject.
That skip's one of my favorite whenever it actually works, but once again, the cube is just like the worst part of that chamber. Jumping up on that cube sometimes just won't work. So now for chamber 18, this one's gonna be pretty fast as well. Normally there's a huge, like, entire section of the level that you have to do. My portal didn't land. But instead of doing this whole puzzle over here, we're just gonna grab this camera and stick it up against the door. And now we're gonna open the door, and the camera's gonna prop open the door for us. And we're gonna come over here, place a portal on the other side, and now we're gonna do this end section. I'm gonna do a couple re-portals to try and get some extra height. We got one of them at least, and now we're at the end.
Be advised that the next test requires
So,
exposure to
from
unsafe
chamber 19 to the end,
that may be
this
dangerous
entire
under
section is
conditions.
really, really hard. The next two sections in particular are very, very heavily movement-based and also have very precise portal shots. There isn't much to explain, but it's gonna be really fast and really hard, and I'm probably gonna mess stuff up. But first, we're gonna fling ourselves over here, peek in and out of these portals to skip the actual puzzle there, and I died. That movement's pretty hard sometimes. Not a big deal though. So we're gonna peek in and out of those portals, and now we're gonna shoot a portal against that wall over there. Make our way through all the rooms. Do a couple more portal peeks, portal up to this room. And now we're gonna bunny hop through this pipe. And then down into here. Once again, we're just like shooting a bunch of portals so that we can not have to walk, pretty much. And that's what's hard about it. Got one more precise shot left in this section. Gonna line up here. And then jump and shoot a portal into the end room. Now, this is another incredibly hard section. This one's more based on aim than movement, like the last one was. But we're gonna shoot a portal up against that ceiling over there and get crushed. That kind of sucks. Oh, my quick save's like super far back too. Alright, we'll quick save there. Shoot a portal up against the ceiling. Then we're gonna shoot a couple more portals. Then do some really precise shots that are more precise than they look because the hitboxes on these pistons are stupid. Now we're gonna get to the end, and now we're coming up on like one of the hardest tricks in the run. In just a second here. Gonna jump down here, open this door by touching it. Portal up into this room, and now we're gonna jump down to this turret room, and then I'm gonna have to do a really precise shot, like 3 really precise shots. So I have to place a portal on the ground, shoot a portal into that room across the way. I actually messed that up a little bit, but that's fine. So that we can get this turret, and then we're gonna use this turret to shoot out the glass. And now the rocket turret's gonna activate. I'm gonna have the rocket turret aim at me, and then we're gonna have it aim at this glass over here. And then do One more portal fling to get into the vent. Shoot a portal past the fans. Oh, I fell a little bit. Alright, but now we're at the end of the run. Now we're just making our way up into the GLaDOS room. Doing a couple hard tricks and flings. Now we're going to do just a couple more portal peeks and we'll be in our room. And there we go, we're in the GLaDOS room. So now we have to wait for GLaDOS to finish talking here. And I'm going to set up some portals beforehand. Let me make sure that portal's lined up correctly. Oh shit. That doesn't happen normally. Okay, that was weird. I don't know why that happened. So for this next part, normally, like in most speedruns, like the normal glitch runs of this game, you would bring a turret into this room and just have the turret shoot and kill GLaDOS. We can't do that in this category because this category doesn't allow glitches. So instead, we're gonna have to do the GLaDOS fight as normal with the rocket turret that comes up out of the ground. So I'm gonna go ahead and position myself up on this railing because if I line myself up at a very precise spot, right here-ish, yeah, it should be right here, the rocket turret will aim directly at GLaDOS. And this is the fastest way to hit her with the turret. Oh, I need to step forward just a little bit. Alright, so we got the first shot. Gonna press the button while GLaDOS is, Alright, I'm gonna have to press the button again. But I was planning on pressing the button there while GLaDOS was placing the core. Now we're gonna go back over there again. Set up another portal shot over there so that we can do that again. Have the turret aim at me. I'm gonna jump over the button. And preemptively press the button. So that we can toss this guy in there. And now one last shot. This one we don't set up the portal beforehand because GLaDOS places this core really quickly. So now we're gonna grab the last core. Press the button one last time. And we're going to beat GLaDOS. Hopefully. The turret didn't die there, and I'm not sure why. That's fine though, that's time. A lot of things went wrong at the end of this GLaDOS room. Also, there's some glitches going on now. I'm gonna go ahead and do the fan favorite glitch. Or the fan favorite thing at the end of the run. Let's go ahead and get ourselves some cake. There's the cake, guys. There it is. And there's the companion cube, too. Yeah, I know it was glitches, guys. After time, it doesn't matter anymore.
Okay, well, thank you for that run. That was very interesting.
No problem. It's fun to run it.
Yeah, anything else you want to say about the run, or...
Not really anything I want to say about the run, but if we want to wait a little bit, we can see how I soft lock the game.
Okay, how long will that take?
It's like 15 seconds right now.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
So, as the game is like doing its outro here, it's gonna go through the vents, and we're gonna go into the cake room in the outro. And you guys remember how I placed the companion cube on top of the cake? So that companion cube is actually blocking the candle on the cake from being put out. So the claw is gonna come down to try and put out the candle on the cake, and it's just not going to be able to. It's gonna get stuck there. As we'll see in just a second. Also, there is actually a chance that it's just gonna knock the cube out of the way. And it's gonna stuck launch the cube, but hopefully I actually soft locked it. Yep, there we go. And the game's just gonna stay here like this.
Nice. Okay, so the next run we have is going to be Time Splitters 2, run by
Ooh.
Realm Copier. So
That's a good run.
we're going to be back in just a minute. Yeah, we had it. I'm not sure. I don't remember if we had it in December's, but I know we had it in the first Speedrun to Change the World. So we'll be gone for just a couple minutes, and we're going to set this up.